Hello, welcome to another session today. 5-pillar mobility. Today we're focusing in on the shoulders and neck. Start by assuming the position. Find yourself a nice comfy spot on your mat or your floor. And let's take some attention to your breath. You don't need to worry about changing anything, just notice the pace of it. Notice the depth. Notice the sensation of that breath, how it's feeling on the way in and on the way out. And let's start to slowly mold that breath into a pattern that allows us to find calm. Generally, when we slow that breath down, it helps us slow our mind down, slow our physiology down, and allow us to slip into a parasympathetic state where we can recover and heal. So trying to direct that air deep, feeling that belly rise in the inhale, slowly exhaling through the nose. Doing his best to stay passive throughout your entire body. Using your breath to find calm in your mind and allowing that to spread through every muscle. Take one more breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll take our attention to the left pec. Let's go face down on your mat and start by panning through that pec with your lacrosse ball. Search for what needs attention. Pecs are a big, strong muscle, and they can carry tension in a few different spots. And where you are carrying tension will be specific to you. So pan through that whole muscle. You might find tension in the pec major or the minor. And if you're not into your anatomy, don't worry about it. Just search for areas that are carrying tension. Once you've found a spot that needs attention, do a little experimenting with your arm posture, with the angle you're applying that pressure, and how much you're leveraging your body into adding tension into that pressure. And once you've found the right stimulus, settle back to your breath. Use your breath to calm your mind and use your mind to calm that target tissue. Let's take one more good quality breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. Take our attention to the left tricep. So we like to release our tricep in an overhead position. Triceps can restrict our overhead range. If we can release it in that position, it helps us free up that position. So do some searching through the whole back side of that upper arm. And when you found a spot that needs attention, experiment with the angle that you're applying it and the amount of tension we're applying. Once you've found that level that feels right for today, work on getting as passive as we can through the tricep and through any muscle we don't need. There's a few muscles we need to hold the position, but we don't need to be tense in your face or your traps or your lower body. Just turn off any muscle that we don't need. Keep your attention on your breath. As you let go of that air, imagine letting go of tension through the tricep. We'll take one more breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll shift our attention to the left bicep. So doing some searching through the opposite side of that upper arm, looking for what needs attention through that bicep. And it might be a knot, might be a tense spot, might be some fascial stuff. Just do some searching, look for where your body needs attention today. And then settle into a position, a posture, and an angle of pressure that feels right, that allows some relief, and still allows you to stay mentally calm. And again, turning off any muscle we don't need. Maintaining a nice, relaxing pace of breath. Directing that air deep. And breathing through the nose whenever we can. And we'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll shift our attention to the right side. So starting with that pec, going face down on your lacrosse ball. Do some searching through that whole right pec muscle. It might be tight in around the sternum, might be around the clavicle, might be closer to the armpit. Wherever your attention is being held most today, keep your attention there. Find the right angle, the right stimulus, and the right posture. If we are working on overhead, try to keep your arm into an overhead position. But there really are no hard rules. Your only rule is listen to your body. We don't want to get into pain or discomfort. We want to find a stimulus that helps that tissue settle down and helps your mind find calm. Continually scanning through the body, challenging yourself to find a deeper layer of relaxation. And let's take one more good quality breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. We'll take our attention to the right tricep. Searching through the back side of that upper arm on this right side, maintaining an overhead position if possible. Do a little searching at what's tense through that tricep. Once you've found that spot, that tension, that stimulus, take your attention back to your breath. Nice relaxed headspace. Letting go of any stress or worries. Consciously allowing that tricep to settle down and relax. And continually scanning the body. Looking for other areas that are tense that don't need to be. And if you find a spot, just gently hit that off switch and let it go to sleep. Mentally living in your happy place. Let's take one more good quality breath here. And as we sigh out that breath, we'll shift our attention to the right bicep. So again, the opposite side of that upper arm, panning through that bicep. Looking for areas that are carrying more tension, that need your attention. And then settle in. Focus back on your breath. And keep working to find new layers of relaxing. As that biceps start to settle down, you can leverage yourself into a little bit higher pressure. Just always being sensitive to how that's feeling and how your body's responding. And as you work your way through the program, challenge yourself to be progressive. So adding just a tiny bit more pressure every time you work on a muscle. And at the same time, challenging yourself to remain calm. And always paying attention to your body's feedback. And let's take one more good quality breath here. As you sigh out that breath, move into a left side overhead scorpion stretch. So if you start face down, arms up into a Y position, and then gently open yourself up towards your left side. Should feel a nice subtle stretch through the pec, a little bit of anterior delt, a little bit of bicep. And we want to be conscious to not getting into any pain or pinchiness or discomfort or numbness. All we want is a stretch. So find that level of stimulus that your body's okay with for today. Take your attention back to your breath. Work on getting passive in the position. In the next 10 seconds, we will gently get active by pressing that left palm down into the floor. And let's go ahead, starting with nice easy pressure. Attempting to reverse that stretch, pressing into the floor, ramping up tension as we go. Let's give that a little more force. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Let's squeeze through the posterior delts. Actively trying to pull yourself a little deeper into that stretch. And big tension here for the last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's let go of that breath. Get passive through that shoulder. And submit to whatever position we have here. Turning off any muscle we don't need. And submitting to the stretch. Let's take one more breath here. Take your time sighing at that breath. And we'll transition to the right side. So again, face down, arms in a Y. Open yourself up towards the right side to target that right pec, anterior delts, bicep area. And settle into a position that feels right for today. Again, no numbness or pain or tingling. Just stretch. And your version of this may look very different than the video. That's really just there to guide you. Let your body's response help you fine-tune what position is right for you today. And in 10 seconds, we'll gently get active and attempt to reverse the stretch by pressing into the floor with that right hand. And let's go ahead, activating through the pec, through the anterior delt, slowly attempting to reverse the stretch, ramping up tension as we go. Let's add some big tension here for the last 5, 3, 2, 1, and let's gently reverse. Squeeze through the posterior delt to the back side of that shoulder. Actively trying to pull that torso deeper into your stretch. Big tension for the last 5, 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax, get nice and passive. Just submit to the stretch. Focus your attention back on your breath and help your mind find calm. Let's take one more good quality breath here. And as you sigh that breath out, we'll take our attention into the neck, on the left side of the neck, working through some scalenes, sternocleidomastoid. And if it sounds like we're speaking a different language, don't worry about the anatomy. Just do some searching through that left side of your neck and look for what needs attention. Be really nice and gentle with the pressure, especially if this is new. And just work your way through there with your fingertips, with your thumbs. A nice light pressure. Mentally staying nice and chill and passive. And keeping a nice relaxing pace of breath. And we're obviously more active in this position than some others as we're using the fingers. Just doing your best to stay as passive as you can, especially with any muscles we don't need. It might be your face or your feet or your whole lower body. Stay as passive as we can there. Let's take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll take our attention to the left upper trap. So we'll grab that lacrosse ball and start working at a post. And find that right amount of pressure to help relieve tension through that trap. Experiment a little bit with the angle of pressure, the amount of pressure, until you found the right stimulus for today. And once you're there, settle back to your breath, doing your best to keep your breath synced with your target tissue. As you're letting go of that air, imagine all that tension seeping out of your traps. If you've been doing a lot of work on your traps, you can be a little more aggressive. Again, we want to be progressive through this program. Let's take one more breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll move back to the right scalenes. So you can just have a seat, you can lie back down, just working your fingertips through that right side. Look for what needs attention here. And again, if this is a new area of focus for you, be nice and gentle and pay attention to how your body's responding as you apply that pressure. We never want to dive into pain or severe discomfort. Just be sensitive to how your body's responding as you address this tissue. Doing your best to keep this target area synced with your breath. Mentally just letting go of any stress, going to your happy place, and allowing yourself to enjoy the moment. And let's take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll move into the right traps. So again, lacrosse ball, either in a door frame or against the post. Just find the right amount of pressure to address that trap. And once you've found the right stimulus, focus your attention on remaining passive, turning off any muscle that isn't necessary to hold this position. Focusing on good quality breaths, those diaphragmatic breaths. At that pace of breath that helps you relax. Doing your best to keep your lungs synced to that target tissue. And let's focus on taking one more good quality deep breath, directing that air into that abdomen. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. We'll move into some neck circles. So you can do this seated or kneeling or standing. Start by pulling that chin into your chest. Slowly dragging that chin across your chest to your shoulder. Tilting your head back. Gently moving your head back across. Your chin meets your opposite shoulder. And then starting back from center and reversing direction. And we don't want to be too aggressive, but we do want to be a little progressive. So each rep, attempt to come a little further into that end range, just not allowing yourself to get into pain. Working within your pain-free range of motion and challenging yourself to find the outer limits of your range of motion through your neck at every position. Let's finish off this last rep. We'll let go of that breath. And that is a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us here with 5 Pillar Mobility. Hope your shoulders and neck are feeling great. If you like the routine, remember to subscribe and like. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.